Okay, let's see. Let's move on to Roger's question on EPI. I keep hearing new commercials for a new drug. Yay. For a condition I've never heard of. Exocrine Pancreatic Insufficiency, or EPI. I've always thought the pancreas was just responsible for insulin. This condition says it aids in digestion. Any chance we can get a breakdown of what this is on the podcast and how a paleo primal lifestyle could mitigate it?
So yeah, the pancreas is interesting in that it is both an endocrine gland and an exocrine gland. On the endocrine side, we have insulin and glucagon, which people oftentimes forget that it also releases glucagon. And just as an aside, you could possibly make the case that the first job of insulin is to actually turn off glucagon production. And this is why in type 1 diabetics, it's really challenging to monitor this, because the alpha cells release glucagon, the beta cells release insulin, and they nest right next to each other. So under a normal functioning pancreas, when we release insulin, it immediately shuts down the glucagon release. Whereas when we're taking exogenous insulin, stick it in our butt, or wherever it ends up going in from an insulin pump, it has to go through peripheral circulation before getting to the pancreas. So that's kind of a problem. But and this is kind of a funny thing too. So endocrine means inside, exocrine means outside. So the exocrine digestive features include the bile salts, amylase, peptidases, basically the enzymes that break down protein, carbohydrate, and fat. And this reminds us that although our alimentary canal appears to be in us, it is in fact a hole from mouth to pie hole. And so, or mouth to hoo-ha, as the case may be, pie hole to hoo-ha. And so getting back to the actual question at hand here, this exocrine pancreatic insufficiency is a scenario in which folks don't really release enough bile salts or these digestive enzymes, and they can have nutrient deficiencies and a whole host of digestive problems. And possibly not surprisingly, when you dig around in the literature a little bit, there's a really tight association with gluten sensitivity in particular, and this EPI scenario. So part of what is going on with the medications that are at play here is they seem to help mitigate some of the damage to the gut lining and to some of the cells that are adjacent to the pancreas, and these are important in the production of other signaling molecules like cholecystokinin. And these are the things that kind of turn off both gastric motility and also the release of digestive enzymes. So it's helping to mitigate in that regard, but there is also some pretty good literature suggesting that folks who have this EPI problem probably would benefit from a gluten-free diet as a beginning step.
Okay.
Man, we are blazing through this stuff.